Welcome back to the channel, guys. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below, turn on that notification bell so that you are notified when I post a new video. Today, I'm gonna do a story time, guys, and this is a true story about how I nearly got kidnapped. All right, guys. So I was about, say, 18 years old at the time, around 18, and I remember I was invited on a date with this guy, and so I remember, it's exciting because you're gonna go out, you're gonna probably go to a lounge and get something to drink and eat something and so on. So I was pretty excited about the date. So I was thinking about what outfits to wear, and you know how it goes already. All right, so on the day, sorted out my outfit. OMG, I wore the cutest little dress, guys. It was a pink dress, had on my little fandangles to match, and my little low heels and everything. So I had, all of that arranged and everything. Anyways, you know how when you live like for those of you who lived in Jamaica or who still live or who are here in Jamaica as well, you know how the community is set up where you have a lot of community people around the place, and if you're a private person like me, then you don't want nobody to know your business. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you don't want nobody to see who's gonna come, link you or so on or so forth. So I was that kind of person who was like very secretive about my personal life. Me never want nobody know nothing about my life. So, anyways, got a phone call, he hit me up and he was like, hey, what's the time that I should come pick you up? You know what I'm trying to say? And you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, we were making arrangements then for us to be able to go on the date and so on. I was like, okay, you can come around 8, because the town, it's gonna be lit up still and everything is gonna be how, you know what I'm saying, everybody's still out. So I was like, okay, about 8 would be good. And all of that nice stuff, guys. So getting myself prepared. But I was thinking all along, like, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna get ready for this date. Then I don't want nobody to know my business. You know what I'm trying to say? So where am I gonna let him pick me up? Because I don't want him to come to my gate. You know what I'm trying to say? I want him to pick me up somewhere that is more, not that I was hiding anything, like it was something bad I was doing, but it's just like me. You know how we Jamaicans will say people fast in your business. No one nobody fast in my business. So I was like, okay. All right, you know what? I was like, all right, whenever you call me, I will let you know where I'm gonna be. So you can just swing by. So I was thinking to myself, because where I live like in front of a T section. So you have one direction that way, you have one that way, and you have one straight ahead. And I would live across the facing that T section. You know what I'm trying to say? So I was like, okay, I can either go that way, I can either go that way, I can, you know what I'm trying to say, and so on. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk, because there is a little sports club that's nearby where I am. So if I walk to that side, and I would walk to the left, or so on. If I walk that side, then I could probably like go to reach the near the sports club and so on. But to reach the sports club, after you pass a few houses, there are no more houses there. So like it's like a secluded little, you have to walk a stretch. That's then there are no, mind you, there are like no street lights. There's a street light where I live, and then after where I live there's no more street lights. So mind you, that'll be in utter darkness. By the time, I come from the area, I'm like, okay, it's pretty safe, even though it's a main road, but like cars will be passing and so on. I mean, what could happen? Like, what could really happen, So I said, all right, let me just, do that. I'm gonna let him pick me up near the sports club that way. So all right, so fast forward now, guys, to the night. Got ready. Fandangles. Got the call. Hey, I'm about to leave out. So he's about to leave out, and he want to know, like, what's gonna happen. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be near the sports club. I'm gonna be waiting for you there, so you can just swing by, pick me up. Yeah, he would know. He's from Manchester, so he would know where to go. Anyways, so guys, I dressed up real nicely. You know what I'm trying to say? And I was like, okay, walked down the road, and I was walking around, going there. But yeah, mind you, as I said, a few houses. I was passing by the first house. Passed by when I was near the second house. When I was near the second house now, it's really dark there. Like, no, you know what I'm trying to say. As I said, no street light after you walk a few little steps. So I was like there, and I was walking, and while I was walking, there was this. All right, you know how when a car is passing you, if the windows are wound down, like if it's wind down, then you would hear the noises in there. So there was this car passing, like I was walking that way and they were going the other way. They were going the opposite direction. And so you know what I'm trying to say. So I would be on the other side of the road and they would be on the other side of the road, going that way. So I heard, like, when the car was passing, I heard like a lot of male voices coming towards me. So I heard the sound before the car reached me or passed me there. So I heard the sound. There was like a lot of guys in the car. Like, it sounded like a lot of people just talking. Like, I don't know. It sounded like people who were drunk, talking, a lot of mumble jumble stuff. But there was like a lot of loud, elevated talking there. And I was walking, minding my own business. As I said, it's a main road. And I was just walking, you know what I'm trying to say, saying, hey, I'm gonna try to go to the spot so that when this guy arrives, you know, he'll, you know, be able to just pick me up and we'll just go on our date. So I was like walking. But listen, ladies, I want to say something to you guys. And men, of course, I want to say something to people in general. Always be aware of your surrounding. Listen, no matter where you are, no matter where you think is safe, always keep a listening ear, keep a watchful eye out. Because sometimes you get some small signs, and if you don't pay attention to it, it can escalate into something very dangerous. All right. When the car was passing me, I could hear the pause as if people were observing me. So because I was on the other side though, I guess they could not have reached me that way. So they would have had to, you know, pass because they couldn't have, you know what I'm trying to say? So they were passing me and you know, they catch up to me right now. The car is like, boom, there, you know, it's going. And I heard the pause, like, people were looking, like, you know what, people were looking. So it kind of slowed, but it didn't necessarily slow down, like stop to a stop, but it kind of, you know, the pace slowed down. And I could hear after it slowed down and it slightly passed me, I could hear the elevated talking again, like, yo, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, they're probably highlighting the fact that, hey, that's a girl there, or so on and so forth. Anyways, mind you, when I heard that, there was this house. Luckily, I was reached the second house now, where that man set up in place, guys. It was like, he grilled. So there was the outside gate and there was like a little wall, and he grilled. So it was a wall that you could go over, but you cannot go into his house because everything is grilled. So he had a grill, like he grilled the garage part of it. So you know, there's no entry there, but there was like, you know, the wall and the gate and so on. A lot of people probably would say, hey, a car is just passing, you know, people are just, you know, looking by and it's gone. But I kind of stopped and I listened because, as I said, they slowly pass and then they pick up with the talking again. But the thing what I was listening for, I didn't hear, like, the car made the turn. Because as I said, it was a T-section, so they had to turn to go upwards. Or they would go straight if that's where they were going. But I didn't hear the bend. I didn't hear you know how you'd hear an elevated sound, or like they turn the corner and you'd hear like a little, like they pick up the I didn't hear that. So I was there like, no man. But based on them slowing down the first time and then picking up the talking as if they're seeing something for the first time, and I'm like, no, but I didn't hear the swerve around the corner or anything. So I stopped right in front of the gate, because mind you, I said it was that the gate was there and then there was like the wall connected to the wall, but you could scale the fence. For those of us who grew up in Jamaica and we climb trees, and you know how I'm saying, we know how to scale a fence. Yeah. So mind you, I was there like, okay. Mind you, I had told the person I was going to be at the sports club. I wasn't, like, at the time, I was like, my safety was, because, I mean, obviously they're not at the sport, they haven't reached that way because I didn't get a call or anything. So I was like, and while they were going to, as I said, they were going to leave out, I left out. I was walking towards there. So I was like, okay, no way this person could reach me here. The first thing that clicked onto my mind was, you didn't hear the turn, you didn't hear anything. scale the fence. Because, I mean, I don't know what was happening. I was like, I got scared because when I took a stock, when I heard like, so I didn't hear the turn around that way. I heard like something came around. It sounded like the car came around the T-section area and it was coming back because I could hear the elevator talking coming back. Guys, I jumped the man fence. Right over the man fence because I decided, say, little me. And mind you, I was skinny as I was, listen, skinny me? Can't, no love. I scaled the fence. And because the wall was there and I was quite tiny, I was slimmer, I was like, guys, I scaled the fence and I hook up behind the fence. So you see, and I pray saying, listen, I don't have no time to take out no phone for no light show. All I was praying is that this phone don't ring. And I scaled the fence and as mind you, I heard the talking, the loud elevator talking coming back. But I could not have said somebody was going to take me away because I just heard that he was coming back. But it was curious to me as to why the car was turning back when they were obviously going somewhere else. So I scaled behind the fence and I bent down like this and I was praying. I was like, God, please don't let nobody take me. Like I cannot. And then right where they passed me, the car came right there and it stopped. So it was on my side now, remember, because they were that way before. Now they're on my side because they turned back. And the car came to a slow motion and then it stopped right a little in front of the house. And I heard the guys in the car. Where she there? 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 That was what they were saying in the car. And I was like, around there like, I was like keeping my cool, like, no, sir. And they stayed there for not a lengthy time, but you could know that their light was shining that way because probably they thought I was walking still. So they were like, they chuckled a little bit. And then I was around there like, where she there? Where she there? Where she there? And Ray, where she gone? I'm like, why would they turn back asking where the girl there? If they wouldn't want something to have to do with the girl. Drunken guys in a car, seeing a lonely girl walking on the road, take the time to turn back around, come to the spot where they saw the girl, asking, where she there, where she there, where she there? I was like, hell to the no, heaven to the yeah. So I was like, you know what? So I was there for a little bit. I don't know how much time had passed, to be honest. They weren't there like a long period of time. But I saw that they drove that way still. I guess they were looking for, probably looking to see if I had walked further, or so on. And then the same car, it came, like, when because I didn't move from behind the wall. Mind you, I'm scared as heck, guys, because I'm still behind the wall. Like, I'm not coming out because I don't know. I couldn't have come out yet because when they drove off, because I don't know if they're going to circle back because they were going that way before. And so after I was behind the wall and I waited a little bit behind the wall and they had gone that way now. So they drove off in search, I'm assuming. Then I heard the car coming back. Like they had taken a turn when they didn't see anybody. So probably they're assuming that probably, this was where the person was going that's and they had gone in. I don't know what they were assuming. But the car drove back that way again and the elevator talking again and then they drove off. So yeah. So that would have been one of it that, that time that I almost got killed. Guys, I was totally like, I stood there and I didn't call. I was scared. So I messaged the person and I was like, hey, I'm not going to be at the sports club area again. I'm going to be and I directed him to the second house there. So not my home, but not my gate, but the second house there. And I'll just let me know when you're there and I'll just come out. And I stood behind that wall until that car came, and I did not tell the person anything what that happened. But that was my experience of almost getting kidnapped, guys. And I mean, based on what they were saying when they stopped the car, and how they were behaving, you know anything could have happened. My advice to people, as I said in the earlier part of the video, is be aware of your surrounding. Anything can happen at any time. What's supposed to happen is going to happen, but sometimes us being aware of where we are, being aware of where we are, that can prevent a lot of things from happening. When you see things that it gets your stomach, just follow your gut feeling. So you follow your gut feeling because most of the times you're normally right. Analyze the situation, listen, look at people's faces, see the expressions and see what's happening, and get yourself to a safe place, get yourself out of there, and try not to be walking on a lonely road in the like late at nights as well. Just try to keep yourself safe, because I can tell you guys something, that was like a scary experience that I hope I never have to go through, or anybody has to go through ever again, or ever. So guys, that was my story time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please remember, guys, to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and let me know below if you guys want more story time. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.